Hello and welcome to your slow mobility flow practice for today. We'll be moving in all kinds of different directions, mobilizing the different joints of our body as we go, and ending in a really sweet little Savasana and meditation at the end. I hope you enjoy this one. Let's get onto your mat and get started. So as you come to your seat, settle in nice and comfortably, rooted down and also tall. Nicely relaxed through your face and your shoulders. Take a fairly big inhale and a long exhale, sigh, and close your eyes. Settle in here. As always, our first practice is simply to allow yourself to arrive into your practice, onto your mat, into your body and your breath, grounding down and centering. Even dedicating this next 45 minutes to yourself, committing to practice earnestly as we go. Notice what you're bringing to your practice, what's happening inside your body, your breath, and working with and honoring whatever is arising for you. Not working against it, but working with it as we go today. I like to start the practice with a shared breath. So begin by exhaling first, and take a nice big full inhale. And a long, delicious exhale, sigh. And welcome once again, my friends, to your yoga practice, mobility practice. Nice big inhale, open your eyes, reach your hands way up overhead, stretch up. And then keeping your legs crossed, assuming they're crossed, fold forwards, reach your hands forwards. Stay lifted through your torso here initially. Walk your hands forwards and just sink in a little bit, offering a subtle compression into your hips here right off the get-go. Just to sense into what's happening there. A little bit of movement is not a bad thing. And then from there, we'll slowly come onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position, facing forwards. And as you come into tabletop, I'll just move around a little bit. I like to sort of pivot around my knees a few times, one way and the other way. Roll through your body a little bit, sort of side to side. Sort of intuitively just waking up all the crankiness of our body here. And now we'll begin, facing the wrong way, with some hip mobilization focus here. As you inhale, bring your right knee up to the side, and then we'll just take it up and down a few times. So inhale up, exhale down a bit, up and down, finding that lift through the leg. And then pause with your knee nice and high. Try to get your foot higher. Get it as high as you can. Feel the engagement of the muscles through your hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then a 1. Bring that leg down. Extend it nice and long now. And keeping your toe long, inhale it up and down, finding the end range as you lift your leg up. Doing that about 5 times. And on the 5th one, keep your leg nice and high. Feel the engagement through your glute muscles. And now start to roll your ankle in one direction and the other direction, waking up the ankle here. Nice. And then pause, bring your knee down. Your leg may be complaining, you don't know. And let's do that on the other side. So bring your left knee out to the side. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. Keep your foot a little higher and keep it nicely engaged for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend your leg nice and long. Balance out your pelvis. And then lift the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted nice and high. And start to twirl your ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other way, around and around. Waking up those poor hips and legs. Hope it's going okay for you. And then bring your knees down. Knees nice and wide. Push to child's pose. Sinking again into your hips. I like to keep my hands forwards, head lifted, just to create a bit of extension through your spinal column here as you sink into your hips. Inhale, come forwards again. Pause. Bring your shins roughly parallel and move into good old cat-cow, attending to our spine now. As you inhale, lift your head, your tail, heart forwards. As you exhale, round, press the mat, tuck your chin, pelvis comes forwards. As you inhale, bum lifts, belly drops, heart forwards, gaze forwards, kind of in that order. And then exhale from the tail to the head, tail tucks, mid-spine rounds, chest rounds, chin tucks. One more time. Inhale, lengthening through the full length of your spine. And exhale, rounding and pressing quite strongly. Inhale back to a neutral position and pause. Tuck your toes at the back. Hopefully that's available. And then pressing with your hands quite strongly. Get your knees to hover off the mat. So knees bent and lifted. This is called bear pose. Can you bear it? Nice and strong. You're resisting the pull of gravity. So nice and strong with those arms. Now with your knees still bent, move your bum towards your heels. And then drop your head down, lift your bum up, and move your legs, downward dog with nicely bent legs. And taking a bit of movement as you do this, so bend one leg, straighten the other leg. Just to mobilize, again, ankles, knees, hips, toes. And then walk yourself up the mat, drape yourself over your upper thighs, head relaxing down, nice and relaxed. Give it a bit of a shake, a shiggle. Adjust your clothing. It's all good. Just decompress your neck, your head, your shoulders by dangling upside down, knees nicely bent. Good. And then inhale about halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Do that again. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Drop your bum roughly into a chair. And then inhale, swoop your hands forwards, parallel to the ground, and sit into the chair. Weight back towards your heels, legs nicely engaged, chest nicely lifted. Take another couple breaths here. I like to rotate through my wrists a few times, wake up those wrists, and then just stand up. Beautiful. From here, take a big inhale, hands reach all the way up. And exhale, wash your hands down the front of your body. Now we're standing, so trying to find a bit of poise, a bit of equanimity as we rise. One more breath, nice big inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands down. Moving through your spine here, interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbows a little bit forwards. We're trying to keep our shoulders and head roughly square through this set of movements here. So inhale, get tall. Exhale over to the right. Notice your hips sliding to the left. We'll just go side to side. Inhale up. Exhale left. Keep your shoulders square. You're pressing your head into your hands, hands to head. Inhale up. Exhale right. Just becoming familiar with the movement pattern. Inhale up, exhale left, and last one, inhale up, exhale right, and linger here. So the focus, press your feet down and together, squeeze your bum, move your hips a little more to the left, squeeze your elbows more towards each other, so you're pressing your head into your hands. And now it's as if someone was stopping you from lifting up. So you're trying to lift up back to center, but you're resisting that. So this creates a muscular activation through the outer left side of your rib cage that we're looking for. So really find that and engage those muscles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Inhale, come up. Blessed relief. Exhale, go over to the left. Notice your hips are going to the right. Lift up out of the pelvis, elbows more together. And then, as if someone was trying to resist you from coming back up, find that sense of resistance as you try to lift yourself back up, but don't let it happen. And engage muscularly through the rib cage there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Release your hands down and roll your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and forwards. Nice big rolls. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nicely done. From here, inhale your hands wide. Exhaling, bring your right arm under your left. Grab your shoulders and tug your shoulders down, but lift your chest up. Lift your chest up. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, round your upper back, tuck your chin. So we're not folding at the hips, we're just rounding the upper back, chin tucked. Opening up the shoulders and your upper back, your neck. Nice. And then inhale, come up, hands up. Exhale, left arm under the right arm. Grab your shoulders again. Nice big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your upper back. Feel that sense of as if someone was trying to resist you from coming back up. Find the engagement through your upper back as you're doing this. Yum. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, release it back down. Let's go side to side a couple of times. Just flinging arms around. Helping to decompress our spine and also introducing a bit of rotation into your spinal column. Everything is kind of purposeful as we go. You need to notice that. Beautiful. Take your feet a little bit wider. So inner edges of your feet roughly parallel. And as you inhale, sit down, hands forwards. And as you exhale, rise back up. Just a few gentle movements like you're flinging a beach blanket. And sitting down, rise up. Again, inhale, sitting, hands forwards. Exhale, rising. And last one, inhale, sit down. And this time, stick your bum more out, lift your chest more up. And then fold your arms in so that you can grab your forearms. We're going to pull your elbows apart, keep your chest lifting. So we're actually tugging quite strongly on our arms to activate through the upper chest, upper back, through this action. Chest nice and proud. Pull, pull, and pull. Building muscular strength again through the upper body, the shoulders. And then inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands can come down. Again, just a couple times side to side. Release any tension that might have been created. No rush. I know I tend to sometimes go a little bit fast, but keep it slow. It's only yoga. Beautiful. From here, as you inhale, we'll take your hands up and exhale, fold all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to take your right leg back a long step with your right toes tucked and your right knee down to the ground. Now the right knee could be a little bit cranky. You can always flip your mat over or place a towel or something underneath your knee for a little bit of support. Good. From here, come forwards more, offering more compression into the front of that left ankle and even into your left hip. So just go a few times like that. So come to neutral and compress. Come to neutral, compress. So waving forwards and back a little bit. And then at some point we're going to pause with a good sense of pressure, pressing down with that left foot and feeling the left hip nicely engaged and leaning into that. You're probably going to feel a stretch through the front of your right thigh as well. Keep the engagement, the muscular engagement as you do this. Nice. And then we'll come back to neutral. Now your back foot, your right foot, keep your right knee down. Lift your right foot up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Now keep it lifted. Drive your right hip a little bit more down. Keep that foot lifted. Probably going to get into your hamstrings here a bit. And then let your foot come down. Walk your hands back, and we'll pulse through these positions. So half monkey, come forwards, foot flat, come back, toes lift. Just a few times, beginning to build awareness into the back of your left leg as you do this. Forwards and backwards a few times. And then at some point, again, we'll linger with your toes lifted, your legs straight, even your toes more back towards you, almost as if you're dragging your heel back towards your torso. The muscles above your kneecap nicely engaged. Oh yeah, sustain that strongly. And then slowly come forwards. Step your right foot forwards. And step your left leg back. So just switching sides here. Nice. From here, same little sequence. Wave forwards to compress. Right ankle, right hip. And come back up just to neutral. A few times forwards and back. Forwards and back, and then forwards, and really press now into that foot, activating through the ankle. You can feel it through the glute muscles here. Nice compression into that hip socket even. Probably an extension through the front of the left hip. Allowing yourself to really linger into this with strength. The idea here is that by being strong at these end ranges of motion, we actually build more usable range of motion, which usable range of motion equals mobility. We're able to use this body in all its different angles, as it were. And now slowly come back to neutral, and keeping the weight on your left knee. Lift your left foot up, 1, 2, oh, I feel that, 3, 4, 5, and linger. Trying to drive your foot to your bum as best you can for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Foot comes down. Rock your weight back, toes lift, and come forwards and backwards a few times. Just waking up the back now of your right leg as we do this. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. And then we'll linger. Toes lifting, toes back towards you. Muscles above your right knee, nicely engaged. You can even tip into this a bit more. Oh yeah. Feel it, feel it, feel it. And then slowly come forwards and step forwards to a half lift. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Toes out, heels in, and sink down into the dreaded squat. So here, it's going to vary from one person to the other what the squat looks like. Your feet could be wide, your feet could be narrow, your bum could be higher, your bum could be lower. We could write a little song about that probably. Bring your hands to your heart here. And now working into the hips and the glutes just a bit further. As we inhale, stand all the way up. You can send your hands to the ceiling if you like. And exhale, sit down slowly with control, feeling that through your hips, your knees, your ankles. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And one more time. Inhale up, really controlling the movement. Exhale down. And pause here at the bottom. Again, sink in. Elbows wedged into your inner leg line a little bit. Take your right hand down to the floor. Inhale your left hand up to the ceiling, offering now a bit of a twist to the spine. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand up, opening through your upper chest. Exhale down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale down. And on this third one, we're going to stay there. So really wedge your right arm inside your shin. Inhale your left hand up. Look up. Stretch up. Really find that Spaciousness through the front of the left shoulder as best you can. Really open up there, look up, reach up, and then bring that down. Other side, right hand up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Find that engagement through the front of your right shoulder. Beautiful. And exhale, bring it all the way down. Nicely done. Lift your bum up, square up your feet so they're parallel, and drape yourself forwards over your upper thighs again. Knees a little bit bent. Just draping yourself there. Give it a little shiggle, a little shake. And then ragdoll up. Just standing without passing out. Take a big inhale at the top. Exhale, wash your hands down. Yeah, one more time, a nice big inhale. And a long exhale. Beautiful. Let's work on your balance now. So balance with working with our hips. Excuse me. So balancing on your left foot. Let me root into that left foot. Bring your right knee up nice and high. Hold on to your right knee with your right hand. And flex your toes back towards you. Draw your knee out to the side. So you're pulling your knee high and wide, drawing the knee in, toes back towards you. That whole leg is nicely activated. So it's not just how far you go, but going nice and far and engaging is what we're trying to do here. Nice. Try to stay lifted, stay buoyant. And then bring your knee forwards, bring your foot down, and just give it a shake. Do the other side. Balance on your right leg. Bring your left knee up. Hold your left knee. Bring it up nice and high. And then take it out to the side, still high and wide. Left foot engaged and active, so toes back towards your knees. Keep it nice and high. This guy's wobbling today. If you fall out, that's all good. You're trying to build new neurological pathways. Wobbling tells you that something's going on. It's all good. And then slowly, knee forwards and foot down. Balance on your left leg again. Bring your right knee up. This time hold your right knee with your left hand, if you can. And draw the knee across your body. Maybe even look a little bit more to the right. Keep your right foot lifting towards your knee, drawing it across the midline, a bit of an internal rotation of your right hip, twisting into the torso. And then gaze forwards, knee down. Shake it off. One more side. Here we go. Balance on your right foot. Bring your left knee up. Bring your left knee across the body, toes back towards your knee, and maybe a little bit of a gaze over towards the left. Finding that engagement, outer left hip, inner left thigh, I'm noticing it. Nice and proud, and then knee forwards, foot down. Give it a bit of a shake, a bit of a shiggle. From here, let's take a nice big inhale again. And exhale, dive all the way forwards. Beautiful. Come down onto your knees. Sit down. And then we'll swing your legs out to the right. So that we've got the old 90-90 shape here. So right leg is bent 90 degrees. Left leg is bent 90 degrees. Spin over towards the left. Come back to center. Let's do that a couple of times. Just spinning. Feel the right hip trying to close in a few times. And here, let's just linger now. We want to have your right hip rolling down and in, and your torso turning to the left while you keep your torso nice and proud. From here, an option only, to walk your hands down and find a reclining position off to the left. Maybe you're on your elbows, maybe you're up on a bolster of some kind. Finding a way to offer a bit of compression now into that outer left hip while keeping the inner right hip rotating inwards. This is called deer pose. So we'll spend a few breaths here, letting things soften, letting things develop a bit. Oh yeah, sweet and juicy. Cool. And now slowly come back up. Get your bolster out the way. Lean back, and we'll just reposition your legs so that your left foot is out to the side and your right knee to the middle. Again, 90-90. And then just take a few turns to the right, just noticing how that left hip closes down, down, and then pause here. Find the shape, rotate nicely towards the right, fold over top of that right leg, and taking any kind of reclining position that works for you best. And we'll spend a bit of time there. Keep that left hip rolling in and down. Probably a fair bit of pressure in your left knee even as we try to roll that in. So nice rotation through the spine as well. And of course that lovely compression of the outer right hip. And then slowly rise up and go over to the left again. Boop, boop, up we go. And this time, stay lifted. We'll rotate to the left. We'll look back towards our right foot. We've done this before if you've practiced with me. This is mermaid pose. But this time, keep your knee down, your right knee down, and lift your right foot up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And now really keep it lifted. Press your knee down and your foot up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your foot down. Press the outer edge of your foot strongly into the mat, and then lift your knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. Feel the engagement through the outer glutes here. Keep it lifted. Keep it lifted. Oh yeah. And then bring your knee down. Find your way all the way to the other side. Whoop, whoop, up we go. Take a nice twist. Look over your left shoulder. Keep your left knee pressing down. And 5 times lift up the left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. Knee pressing down. Foot lifting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Let your foot come down. Focus on keeping the foot down and lifting your left knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release it down again. Now let's try to go side to side. First of all with hands behind. So notice you can just go boop, up and over, up and over. Next option, bring your hands to your heart. Over we go. One side, stay lifted. Other side, stay lifted. This is with or without your hands. Just finding the mobility of internal and external rotation of your hips as you go side to side. Oh yeah, your hips are going to love it today. Last one over to the left. And then come back through center. Extend your legs out nice and long. Give them a nice shake. Decompress your hips a little bit. And then leaning back, we'll bring the bottoms of your feet together. But keep your feet fairly far away from you here this time. So not so close to the groin. Further away than perhaps you would normally have them. Hold on to your shins. Lift your heart nice and proud. And then pull forwards, leading with your heart, so folding into the hip creases only, not rounding your upper back, but keep yearning forwards with your chest. Maybe you hold on to your feet, give it a little tug, Knees are trying to drop down. So try to let your knees drop down towards the floor, even using a bit of muscular activation there to make that happen. Probably feeling this in the outer hips as you do so. Oh yeah. So focusing on the hips and all the work that they're doing today. And now just for fun, come up, grab your big toes, walk your feet back in a little bit, get your chest nice and proud, lean back and lift your feet off the floor. Try to balance here. Nice and proud through your heart. This is good for core stabilization. Take your right leg out to the side, nice and straight. Activate the back of that leg, nice and strong as you try to draw the toe back towards you. Bring your right foot in. Extend your left leg out. Try to get that leg as straight as you can. Get the leg nice and active. Active, active, active. Bring your foot back together again and again. Right leg. Left leg. Right leg. Left leg. Nicely done. Feet come back together. Fold forwards. And now grab your outer knees. Squeeze your knees together. Give yourself a big hug. And then we'll position your bum roughly in the middle of the mat and lie down on your back, drawing your knees towards your chest as you do so. Give them a good squeeze. And then hold each knee with your same side hand and take your knees for a big circle. So I'm coming up the midline and then out to the sides, up the middle, out to the sides, rotating the hips around. And then go the other way, down the middle, out to the sides a few times. And then we'll release your feet down to the mat with your feet about hip width apart. Walk your feet in until you can just touch your heels with your fingertips. And then I like to bend my arms 90 degrees, pressing my elbows into the ground. Lift your bum off the mat. And really press with your elbows and your feet. Get nice and engaged through the hips. And then from here, keep the shape you've got in your hips. Lift your right foot from the ground and send your right foot to the ceiling, toe pointed. Stretch your hips up, reach your toe up, press with your elbows, press. Bring your foot down. Balance on your right foot, extend your left leg up, point your left toes, press with your elbows, reach up, hips nice and square, reach up, and then bring your foot down, your spine down, hands relax, and let your knees flop side to side a couple of times here. A few juicy little movements there. Lots of work on our hips today. And now walk your feet in towards you. Take your hands and place them on your belly. I like to interlace my hands, but whatever works for you. Take your right ankle on top of your left knee, and then walk your left foot in, lift it from the ground, left leg bent 90 degrees, toes flex back towards you, and now we're not using our hands. Don't use your hands. Your left knee is coming towards you, your right knee is moving away from you. You're nice and active here, so you're trying to get your left knee closer towards you, your right knee further away from you. Nice and strong and active here. And then introduce your hands. So take your left hand, pull your left leg a little bit more towards you. Your right hand, push your right knee a bit further away from you. And then fire up all the muscles there so that when you release your hands, which you will do, your legs don't move. And hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release one foot, the other foot down. Flip-flop your legs. Probably going to feel that one. And then walk your right foot in. Bring your left ankle on top of the right knee. Get your hands out the way. Don't let your hands get involved too quickly here. Lift your right foot from the ground. Right leg bent 90 degrees. Drive your right leg towards you. Left knee away from you strongly. Even your feet could be flexed here, helping out a little bit. And then introduce your hands, but purposefully, or pulling the right leg towards you, pushing the left knee away from you. Notice where you get to, maybe a little bit deeper spot, and then try to fire up all the muscles so you can stay right there when you release your hands. And hold that position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, release one foot, release the other foot down. Flip flop those poor old knees side to side. Oh yeah. Now, let's take both arms, both legs up, dangling upside down, sort of lazily, and rotate those wrists and those ankles a few times one way, a few times the other way. And then make your fingers nice and bright here, wide, and then make a big fist. Do the same with your toes. Toes spread, toes squeeze. Fingers spread, fingers squeeze. So do that a few times, and then shake your hands, shake your ankles, shake everything off, shake. And then let your feet come down, knees still bent, hands down. Take a breath or two. It's quite stimulating. Now walk your feet in towards you with your feet, knees together. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. Drop your knees over to the right. Maybe you take your right hand, hold your knees down, and send your left hand out to the side, left palm face up. A bit of a spine twist here. Now if that left shoulder is not getting to the ground, decrease the angle of your hips until your shoulder gets to the ground. We want your upper body to actually relax onto the floor. Nice, easy breathing here. We worked a little bit harder today than perhaps I normally do, but that's good. A little bit of effort sometimes, not a bad thing. Really relax through your face, your shoulders, your hips as best you can. Focusing now more and more on your exhale breaths and using those to settle in and relax. Yum. And then come back through to neutral. Square up your pelvis. Pause for a moment or two. And then we'll shift your hips a little bit to the right. Both knees come to the left. And then your right arm extends out to the right. Palm face up. Gaze goes to the right. Again, trying to get both shoulders to the ground. So decrease the angle of your hips as much as you need to make that happen. As you arrive into the shape, focus more and more on your breathing and focus mostly on a long exhale, letting everything dissipate. Every exhale, a way of cleansing and releasing anything that still remains a bit stuck. Nice. And now from here, we'll unwind again. Send your legs nice and long. Heels touch, toes flop open, hands out to the side, palms face up. Now here, I want you to decide if there's anything else that perhaps you need to do for this body of yours before we take a nice, sweet Savasana. So if there's anything that's still kind of stuck, maybe do something. There could be like a happy baby, or maybe it's just legs up. Maybe it's a little shoulder stand or a plow or whatever. Maybe a reclining bound angle. If there's anything that you need to do, do that thing. And then eventually, from that place, find your way into that full reclining position of Savasana. And the intent of the practice of Savasana is to rest into complete stillness, to dissipate any sort of muscular activity, and sink instead into an awareness of the rise and the fall of your own breathing. And particularly emphasizing that long exhale. What that does physiologically is it drops you into your parasympathetic nervous system, facilitates healing and health. So simply receiving the effects of your practice by lying still, that's Savasana. Continue like that, noticing now the rise and the fall of your breath at your heart. Noticing any resistance at the rib cage as you inhale, or tenderness as you exhale, allowing a real sense of receptivity around the heart as you breathe. And concluding today with a bit of metta practice, so loving kindness practice. I'll offer 4 phrases. I'll say each one twice, and you can repeat those to yourself if they resonate with you, keeping the awareness at your heart. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well within my body, my mind, and my heart. May I be well within my body, my mind, and my heart. May I meet each moment of my life with acceptance. May I meet each moment of my life with acceptance. And may I be peaceful and at ease. May I be peaceful and at ease. Take a nice big inhale into that heart. And a long, delicious exhale to sigh. And thank you so much, my friends, for sharing this space and your practice with one another. So lovely to have you here today. Take good care, and we'll see you again soon. I'll remain online to accept any discussions. Oh, hi, Louisa. I didn't see you when I came on, and thank you so much for your donation. That's really appreciated. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's great. So as always, didn't mention this at the beginning, all of these classes are offered by donation, or dana as it's called. And those donations go to support me, they go to support the platform, and they go to support others that perhaps are less able to afford yoga in a traditional sense and are relying on free services. It's through the generosity of others that those people can also access yoga. Louisa, the answer is yes. I've got about, I don't know, it's got to be about 50 or so classes up there. Thank you, Debbie. I'm not supposed to advertise on this channel, but yep, you can go have a look and you'll probably find something. Just use my name. And now I'll be doing another class similar to this one next Tuesday, same time, same place. And if there's anything in particular you would like to see focused on, happy to accept your requests. That's always possible. And yeah, appreciate any kind of insights into what you felt about this more mobility focus into the yoga practice is something that I've been working on and offering in my live classes. And I feel it's for me, it's offering another kind of angle of attack. My bum could go lower, but my bum prefers higher. That's a lovely little poem. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, there's the like the mobility aspect, yes. So again, the basic notion is to get ourselves to our end range of motion. So get that bum higher, but also fire up the muscles when we get to that spot. Focus on stretching. Yes, well, so the issue with just stretching with activation, this is a good point, Al, is that actually as women in particular, mobile women or flexible women get older, they incur more injuries in yoga than anybody else, because we're finding sort of this openness without containment. So yes, we need stretching, but yes, we also need containment. So learning to find the balance of flexibility and strength, or flexibility and mobility, will keep our joints healthy as we get older. And I certainly know that in my own body as well, that I've, maybe was blessed with a fair degree of flexibility, but as I get older, I really need to find the containment as well. Otherwise, it's just I suffer too much. But yes, stretching, yes, mobility, both are good. Just got to find the balance there. So yeah, next Tuesday, similar class probably. And as always, your donation is graciously accepted. I did record this class, so it will be available as well in case you wanted to try it again. And that, my friends, is the end of the class. I hope to see you again next week. Take good care.